Hello and welcome to this episode of Dread Captures, the ultimate destination for those who seek the thrill of witnessing the unexplained. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the most compelling and jaw-dropping camera footage we can find. Trail camera, security cameras, and other recording devices can capture events that occur when no one is around. We have gathered trail camera footage of wild animals, cryptids, paranormal activity, mysterious creatures lurking in the shadows, and strange phenomena that defy explanation. We have it all. Our team of experts scours the internet and beyond to bring you the latest and greatest in the world of wildlife and the unknown. So whether you're a seasoned cryptozoologist, a veteran outdoorsman, or just a curious viewer, buckle up and get ready for an adventure like no other. Now, let's get into the captures. This tale traces back to California in 1971. Al Berry and his buddy Ron Moorhead ventured to the Sierra Nevada mountains after hearing of peculiar noises from a puzzled team of hunters. The sounds their equipment captured were the inaugural recordings known as the Sierra Sounds. These recordings are a mix of deep grunts, howls, and alleged Bigfoot noises.
The very first sounds were very aggressive, could be considered very scary, but again, they weren't coming after us, so we don't know the intent, we don't know their agenda, we don't know what it was.
Ron recalls later attempting to communicate with these enigmatic beings, and even spotting one.
I was responding back to them. And that was probably the most unique Bigfoot encounter I've ever had.
Field expert Cliff Barrickman mentions the Sierra Sounds as the pinnacle in Bigfoot audio.
Spoken to several witnesses that have reported this kind of sound. That says something about the authenticity of not only their sighting, but these sounds.
These sounds vary from deep growls, wild whoops, to something resembling a language. A former cryptolinguist from the US Navy identified recurring patterns in the sounds. It's as if the Sasquatches are conversing.
Those are words. Sasquatches might be talking to one another.
Here's a caveat about Bigfoot noises. They're simple to fabricate and even easier to misconstrue. We've come across both types. So let's hear from a specialist. Zoologist Roxy Furman states there are no recognized primates in California, but the source of these sounds was massive.
Really loud, and it's of quite a low pitch and frequency, so it travels far. So it's likely that it came from a large animal.
The team next consulted with soundscape expert Dr. Ben Gottesman.
So here we have three phrases.
He delved into the deep grunt, the whoop.
The second has these low to high upsweep.
And the chattering.
Those almost sound like words.
Some of these seem word-like. The key question, do these align with any known local large animals?
We're now going to listen to the sound of an elk bugling. The sound of an elk bugling has much longer tonal signals. This is not a match. Now let's listen to the sounds of a black bear. While the frequency range is similar, the shape and complexity of the signals are totally different. The Sierra Sounds are on a much more advanced level.
Smaller animals are ruled out due to their inability to produce such deep, loud noises. Gottesman also says that the creature that made these noises possesses an impressive vocal range.
If this is produced by a single creature, there's just a remarkable acoustic diversity that this alleged species has. If they are an animal, I can't confidently point to one, especially one that's native to North America.
Could the sounds be human-made?
I believe it is possible for this to be human because it has a great variance of going to very high pitch down to a very low growl, all within seconds. We're not capable of that without blowing out our vocal cords. My conclusion is that they are real recordings of Bigfoot, and I based that on knowing how remote that location was and the impossibility for another human or other thing to have made those sounds.
The Sierra sounds are considered genuine. Numerous experts, even linguists, believe they indicate multiple Bigfoots communicating, including with Moorhead and Barry. The conclusion: unidentifiable animal calls. Regardless of their origin, the allure of Bigfoot remains strong. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this recording. Seeing a roadside deer is no surprise for many motorists, particularly when driving through forested areas. Often, though, these deer are elusive, bolting when they see the car's headlights or hear the engine. On one evening in Kentucky, a Redditor named Not Slim Shady almost smashed right into a deer. But what really struck him was how the deer didn't budge. Not even a little. Recognizing how awkward this moment was, one of his buddies snapped a photograph. As you can see, the image reveals the deer calmly standing on the road's edge. Now, here is where it really gets weird. There seems to be a figure or entity right next to it. This silhouette, while having human-like features, appears ghostly and seems to be made of a fog-like mist. There's even a hint of the figure reaching out, as if trying to touch or feed the deer. The Reddit community wasted no time sharing their interpretations of the encounter. Many proposed it could be a spray of mist, a stray light reflection, or maybe even something reflecting off the road. Another user enhanced the brightness, providing a clearer view. The enhanced image eerily showcases discernible eyes and a vague smile. Though it remains uncertain what the original image truly captured, it's undeniable that the figure evokes a chilling, supernatural impression. Could this just be an incidental camera capture? Or is it an actual glimpse of the supernatural? Have another look and share your thoughts with me in the comments. For those unfamiliar, the skunk ape is a large, hairy animal said to roam the woods and wetlands of the southern parts of the United States. Creature sightings have been reported since 1957. In 2000, an alleged photo of this creature was sent to the sheriff's office in Sarasota County, Florida. Some speculate it could be an orangutan, but they have a more reddish fur and a less athletic build, unlike the creature in the picture, and they obviously are not native to Florida. While the authenticity of the photo is debated, it's still an interesting piece of evidence. In 2013, a video by a man named Josh Highcliffe surfaced on YouTube depicting a being much like Bigfoot stripping bark from a tree in Mississippi. Some suggested these might just be bears. However, the figure in Josh's video isn't quite bear-like when it stands to its feet, and its motor skills seem in tune, not clumsy like a bear's would be. It's always hard to determine if these are genuine sightings or just hoaxes. I know Bigfoot truly exists, and there are a considerable number of them because the species continues to thrive. If their numbers were low, they'd struggle to reproduce and might fade away. And for those saying, if there really are so many, where are they? These creatures are masters in hiding, a skill they've developed over centuries. So, whether skunk apes are truly bears, primates, people in disguises, or yet to be discovered creatures, we will all be pondering their existence until someone is able to capture one in nature. It's a comforting thought for many who've lost pets. The idea that their spirits might linger nearby. Many share stories of glimpsing pet apparitions or hearing familiar paws pattering about. A recent video from Cater's Clips might just provide evidence of this phenomenon. Check it out.
What the?
Early in the footage, there's a fleeting appearance of what seems to be a pale blue ghostly shape passing by.
What the?
Intriguingly, this phantom form bears a striking resemblance to a dog. However, some believe it's too accurate a representation. There's speculation that the image of the dog might have been inserted during video editing. Take another look and judge for yourself. Now, let's see it in slow motion. Regardless of its authenticity, videos like these offer solace to those mourning their pets, suggesting their presence might continue in a spiritual sense.
What the?
This footage is profoundly unsettling. Allegedly captured at a secluded animal park in Romania in 2014, there's talk that an explorer wandering the Romanian countryside chanced upon a concealed sanctuary managed by illicit handlers. This sanctuary, under strict surveillance, seems to harbor displays kept away from public view, either due to their unfamiliarity or society's reluctance to acknowledge them. Remarkably, the explorer covertly carried a video recorder into the grounds and documented one such display. The video begins with the explorer noting that the park confines an abnormal creature within a structure. Navigating through an assembly, it turns pitch black. The assembly congregates near a secured chamber fortified with robust metal grates, their expressions signaling an incredible event. Soon, a space emerges between individuals, affording a brief view of an odd entity with human-like features. As the entity emits a deep cry and advances, a voice from the assembly shouts, making all pull back in terror upon seeing the full grotesqueness of the creature. It appears to be a malformed creature being imprisoned involuntarily. The recording abruptly fades to black, making us reflect on the spectacle. The origins and purpose of this footage remain undetermined. While many declare this an absolute fabrication, I have to say, there's an eerie genuineness to it that lingers once you've seen the clip.
No a teraz čo? Choď ďalej. Hej! No poďte mi ho, keď tak zdržíme. My ho... No veď. Hej! Necháš? Hej! Zostaň. Sadni. Také asi na ňo neplatí. On veľmi neutekať.
That's pretty wild. Just hiking through the woods and next thing you know you're in a nightmare. It's hard to really describe how disadvantaged the man and all those people were. The bear is on the high ground looking down at the man. They're in the snow, which will strictly limit how agile the people can be. They all have on thick clothes. And look, I know you're not supposed to run from a bear, but what you also aren't supposed to do is lay there and let him eat you. You gotta fight back. So I'm just saying, the more agile you can be, the better chance you have at survival. During the encounter, someone yells, maybe one of the kids, and you can see it startles the bear. Also, he seemed a little confused, the bear, almost like he had too many options. Stimulus overload. As one viewer pointed out, at the end of the day, if this bear was hungry, he would have had his way with whomever. Nevertheless, I'm glad that he wasn't, and everyone is able to leave unscathed. probably a little traumatized but still alive. On July 23, 2011, a pair of kids detected unusual sounds near their homes and felt compelled to go find the source. Using their phones, they recorded the events as they unfolded. They slowly navigated the shadows of the pitch-black property with only a faintly glowing flashlight. Off in the distance, they heard unsettling noises echoing around them. They soon came across an old shed covered with graffiti and spray paint markings. From inside, a noise similar to a feral pig's deep grunt struck fear into their hearts. It was a haunting sound that would freeze anyone. Taking cover, they flicked off their flashlights, hearing the faint noise of something scraping the wall from directly next to them. In a mix of adrenaline and curiosity, they knew they had to peek inside the shed. For how dark it was, they were amazingly able to distinguish a being with human-like features hiding in the upper area. Its pale, sunken-in face was marked by tiny eyes, a broad nose, and a hairless head. The being let out a piercing cry, prompting the kids to get the hell out of Dodge. The mystery being's origins have become a topic of debate. Some declare it's demonic in nature, while others theorize it might be an extraterrestrial hybrid finding sanctuary in the rundown shed. Some think it could simply be a creature that has eluded human observation until this moment. In Carbondale, Pennsylvania, locals talk about an odd monster spotted in the nearby forests. They describe it the only way they can, as a towering white Bigfoot standing between 6 to 7 feet with its body draped in thick, woolly hair. Many have reported hearing eerie noises, such as muted grunts and large snapping sounds coming from the woods. In 2008, a video capturing this beast became widespread. The footage was taken by a resident alerted by sounds coming from the edge of his property, which butts right up to the forest. In the video, a rare creature is visible. It momentarily stops before quickly vanishing into the shadows. The creature's eyes are intensely dark, its head and face are huge, and its wide body covered in a pale white fur. Specialists note that fabricating such a being on video would be notably hard. The being's height and broad build stand out, and its agility is surprising given its bulk. Its facial expressions change, implying it isn't merely someone in a mask. An interesting fact is that Carbondale is home to the United States' first underground coal mine, a sprawling labyrinth of shadowy passageways. There's a theory suggesting this white Bigfoot could inhabit these deep tunnels and occasionally surface to hunt. The tale of this chilling figure is becoming increasingly talked about. Honestly, when I first saw this, I was expecting a leopard or some other predator to fly out of nowhere and snatch it, but just look at that. I mean, holy liftoff. Nature really is so impressive. It's a wonder anything can survive out in the wild for as hard as it must be to just eat. One commenter said that's gotta be Comet or Cupid or Donder or Blitzen. There's no way that's regular deer. That's a reindeer. Another joked that this must be the training grounds for Santa's team. They look to be a long way from the North Pole, but regardless, that was super impressive. Over a decade ago, in Veracruz, Mexico, a music group was performing their last show because a member was relocating. During the concert, everything seemed normal, but when they later viewed the recording, they spotted something eerie. Let me know if you were able to catch that. Do you see it? Behind the TV, a ghostly girl with an unsettling pale face appears to be watching them. Strangely, in other parts of the video, This mysterious girl can't be seen. She only appeared that one time and no one knew who she was, and she didn't resemble any of the invited guests. The band members think this might be the spirit of a friend who passed away tragically, possibly visiting to bid a final farewell during their last show. I know this isn't really the type of video I've shown on this channel, but I really wanted to show you guys this one. Mostly because, and I have to be honest, it actually freaked me out. And I don't usually get spooked by stuff like this because it can be so easily faked or edited, making it easy to just brush off. But I don't know, maybe it just caught me off guard, or maybe it's the backstory. Anyhow, let me know if it freaked you guys out. Just say it did. That'll make me feel better. And also, comment below if you'd like me to showcase more videos like this. First of all, these saltwater crocs are terrifying. Not only do we have to contend with sharks, but also crocodiles in places they inhabit. This guy doesn't have a person yet, but he is trying to crack the shell of this sea turtle. A side note, this croc looks like he's eating pretty good. Wide belly. At one point, the sea turtle thinks he's made it away safely, but to no avail. The croc takes the turtle for another ride. The owner of the drone that was taking the footage did say that he eventually let the turtle off, and he swam away. A big win for the sea turtle, because it was looking pretty bleak there for a minute, and I'm pretty sure the croc won't have any problem finding something else to eat. In June of this year, a video was released that reportedly shows a Bigfoot. It is not a highly circulated video, but the story goes that a man was clearing some trails after some previous storm. He alleges that he captured what he initially thought was a bear, but once he saw it stand upright, he knew it was a Sasquatch. Now, I won't subject you to the whole video because I can't even see anything, but I want to give you guys a chance to locate it if you can. Here's the part in question.
Oh, you see him back there? He's way back there. You see him? It's a blonde one too. He's just peeking right here. Right here. He's staring at us, this fucker. Holy. I can't zoom any further there, boys, but that's it right there. Look at him. He's just up there. Oh, there he is. He's moving. Where did he go here? Where did he go? There's movement behind me here, too. Heard that branch break. I don't see that guy. He's gone here. I don't know. Jeez, boys. I'm old too, so leave me alone on the shaky camera, alright? I'm learning. Holy.
You can hear him describe things that are happening in the video, but I just cannot see or hear them. At the end, he apologized for the shaky camera work. He says he's old and will get better. If I'm being honest, I don't think the camera work is the problem. I think the Sasquatch that isn't there is more of the problem. Nevertheless, please let me know if you guys can see something and I'm just blind. That was a vastly different clip than the last, but that was pretty impressive. This otter is holding on for dear life as he has gone fishing, catching this gigantic fish with nothing but his mouth. I don't know much about otters, but pound for pound they must be pretty strong. I mean, look how big this fish is. A commenter said it was a salmon, and I can't see enough of the fish to disagree with him. I can't tell if this was a joint coordinated effort by the otters, or this was a one-man job. At the beginning of the clip, it looks like there are two otters in the water, but I'm not positive. We definitely see one on the bank at the end of the clip, but I'm not sure if he came out of the water after helping wrangle the salmon. Regardless, this is a really awesome trail cam capture.